Living a life without regrets is a pursuit that has resonated with humanity throughout the ages. In this video, we delve into 5 key principles of Stoicism, each serving as a guide to help individuals live a life free from the shackles of regret. Step 1. Think about what you've been through. Reflecting on one's past experiences is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics, such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, emphasized the importance of examining our actions and decisions. By doing so, we gain valuable insights into our character, strengths, and areas for improvement. In the Stoic view, the past is a rich source of lessons rather than a reservoir of regrets. When we contemplate our past, we are not meant to wallow in guilt or remorse. Instead, the objective is to extract wisdom. By examining the events that shaped us, we can discern patterns of behavior and identify aspects of our character that require attention. Stoicism teaches us that our responses to external events are within our control, even if the events themselves are not. Reflecting on past experiences allows us to distinguish between what is within our sphere of influence and what is not. This discernment empowers us to focus on what we can change and accept what we cannot. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively on the value of self-reflection. He emphasized the need to scrutinize our actions, motivations, and reactions. This practice, he argued, leads to self-awareness, a key ingredient in the recipe for a life without regrets. To incorporate this Stoic principle into your life, set aside time for introspection regularly. Consider journaling your thoughts and experiences. Ask yourself what you have learned from various situations, both positive and negative. Through this deliberate contemplation, you will not only gain a deeper understanding of yourself, but also pave the way for personal growth and a future free from the burdens of regret. Thinking about what you've been through. Imagine your life as a story, with each experience as a chapter. Stoicism encourages us to read and understand these chapters, not to dwell on mistakes, but to learn and grow. When we think about what we've been through, it's not about regret or self-blame. Instead, it's an opportunity to learn. Consider both the good and the not-so-good moments. What worked well? What could have been better? Seneca, one of the Stoic philosophers, believed that reflecting on our actions is like mining for gold, extracting valuable lessons from our experiences. Stoicism teaches us about the concept of the circle of control. Imagine 2 circles, one within the other. The inner circle represents things we can control, like our thoughts and actions. The outer circle includes things beyond our control, such as external events or other people's actions. By focusing on the inner circle, we empower ourselves. Reflecting on the past helps us identify what we could control and what we couldn't, leading to a sense of clarity. Practical steps can make this reflection process more accessible. Consider keeping a journal. Write down your thoughts and experiences regularly. This simple practice can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. It's not about creating a perfect narrative, but about understanding your own story, acknowledging growth, and pinpointing areas where you can improve. Challenge yourself to think about a recent experience. It could be a success, a setback, or a moment of frustration. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How did I react? And was it in my control? By taking on this challenge, you embrace the Stoic philosophy of using every experience as an opportunity for growth. Regret often stems from feeling we could have done things differently. However, Stoicism teaches us that, given the information and mindset at the time, we made the best choices we could. The past is unchangeable, but our present and future actions are within our control. By adopting this mindset, we shift from regret to proactive learning. Make reflection a habit. Set aside a few minutes each day to think about your experiences. It could be in the form of a mental review before bedtime or a written entry in your journal. By making this a routine, you'll find that self-awareness becomes a natural part of your life, steering you away from regret and towards continual improvement. Thinking about what you've been through is not about dwelling on the past. It's about mining it for wisdom. Recognize what you can control, learn from both successes and setbacks, and embrace the Stoic challenge to turn every experience into a stepping stone for growth. With this mindset, you embark on a journey towards a life without regrets, armed with the lessons of the past as your guiding light. Step 2. Be in charge of your own life. Stoicism places great emphasis on personal agency, the idea that we have control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions. To live without regrets, one must actively assume responsibility for the course of their life. This principle challenges the notion of being a passive spectator to one's own existence and encourages an empowered, proactive approach. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This sentiment encapsulates the essence of being in charge of one's life. While external events may be beyond our control, our reactions and attitudes are within the realm of our choice. Taking charge of your life involves setting clear goals and aligning your actions with your principles. The Stoics advocated for living in accordance with nature, which, in contemporary terms, could be understood as living in harmony with one's core values and principles. By consciously shaping your life in accordance with your values, you minimize the likelihood of future regrets. This proactive approach requires self-discipline and the willingness to make decisions that may not always be popular or easy. However, the Stoic philosophy teaches that true freedom lies in the ability to govern oneself and make choices that align with one's principles. To embody this Stoic principle, take inventory of your life and assess whether your actions align with your values. Identify areas where you can exercise greater control and make intentional decisions. Remember that being in charge of your life does not mean avoiding challenges. Rather, it involves facing challenges with resilience and a steadfast commitment to your principles. Picture your life as a ship, and you are the captain. Stoicism teaches that while you can't control the winds or the waves, you have the power to steer your ship. This metaphor encapsulates the essence of being in charge of your life. Imagine a ship without a destination. It drifts aimlessly. Similarly, living without clear goals can leave us feeling lost. Being in charge involves setting goals that align with your values and aspirations. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, which in modern terms translates to living in alignment with your core principles. Being in charge means making decisions that reflect your values, even if they're not always the easiest or most popular choices. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, emphasized that while we cannot control external circumstances, we have full control over our responses to them. Aligning actions with values empowers us to face challenges with resilience and unwavering commitment. Stoicism warns against external influences dictating the course of our lives. Imagine your mind as a fortress, and being in charge involves guarding it against external pressures that might compromise your inner tranquility. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, wrote extensively about the power of the mind to shape our experiences. Being in charge requires protecting this mental fortress. To embody this Stoic principle, adopt a proactive approach to decision-making. Instead of letting life happen to you, actively shape your life. Assess different aspects of your life: career, relationships, personal development, and ask yourself if your current actions align with your overarching goals. Being in charge sometimes means making choices that others might not understand or agree with. It requires the courage to follow your convictions, even when faced with opposition. The Stoics believe that true freedom lies in self-governance, making decisions based on your principles rather than external expectations. Taking charge of your life is not about avoiding challenges, but facing them head-on with a sense of personal responsibility. Recognize that your reactions to situations are within your control, and by taking ownership of them, you free yourself from the burden of regret. This sense of freedom is central to the Stoic philosophy of personal agency. Being in charge involves cultivating self-discipline, the ability to make choices that may not always be the easiest, but align with your long-term goals. Imagine self-discipline as the rudder of your ship. It steers you in the direction of your chosen destination. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of discipline in achieving a virtuous life. Consider creating a life blueprint, a set of principles and goals that serve as your navigational guide. This blueprint can evolve as you grow and learn more about yourself. Regularly assess whether your actions align with this blueprint and be willing to make adjustments as needed. This continual refinement is a hallmark of being in charge of your own life. Being in charge of your own life is about setting clear goals, aligning actions with values, avoiding external control, and practicing proactive decision-making. It involves embracing personal responsibility, making choices based on your principles, and cultivating self-discipline. Picture yourself as the captain of your ship, steering towards a life that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. As you take the helm, you navigate towards a future free from the regret of uncharted waters. Step 3. Get to know yourself better. An essential aspect of living without regrets, according to Stoicism, is developing a deep understanding of oneself. Socrates' famous dictum, "Know thyself," resonates strongly with Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believe that self-knowledge is the key to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. To get to know yourself better, the Stoics recommended a continuous process of self-examination. This involves understanding your values, beliefs, strengths, and weaknesses. By cultivating self-awareness, you can make decisions that are in alignment with your true self, reducing the likelihood of regrets stemming from choices that conflict with your core values. Epictetus advised his followers to make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This counsel is grounded in a deep understanding of oneself. Knowing your strengths enables you to leverage them, while acknowledging your weaknesses allows you to work on self-improvement without the weight of regret. Practicing mindfulness is another Stoic technique for getting to know oneself better. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the current moment, observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This heightened awareness provides valuable insights into your thought patterns and emotional responses. In the pursuit of self-knowledge, consider engaging in practices such as meditation or journaling. These activities create a space for introspection, allowing you to explore your inner landscape. As you become more attuned to your values and aspirations, you pave the way for a life characterized by authenticity and a reduced likelihood of future regrets. Imagine your inner self as a vast landscape waiting to be explored. Stoicism invites us on a journey within, a journey that leads to self-awareness, understanding, and ultimately, a life lived in harmony with our true selves. At the core of getting to know yourself is understanding your values. Values are the guiding principles that shape your decisions and actions. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you. Is it integrity, kindness, or personal growth? Seneca emphasized the importance of aligning our lives with our values, as this alignment forms the foundation of a virtuous life. Just as a seasoned traveler knows the terrain they traverse, understanding yourself involves recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. This is not about judgment but acknowledgement. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, urged individuals to focus on what is within their control. Knowing your strengths allows you to leverage them, while acknowledging weaknesses opens the door to self-improvement without the weight of regret. To get to know yourself better, cultivate self-awareness. Imagine self-awareness as a mirror reflecting your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This practice involves observing yourself without judgment, much like an impartial spectator. The Stoics believe that by understanding our internal landscape, we gain insight into the factors shaping our lives. Mindfulness is a valuable tool on the journey of self-discovery. It involves being fully present in the current moment, paying attention to your thoughts and emotions. By practicing mindfulness, you create a space for introspection. As you become more attuned to your values and aspirations, you pave the way for a life characterized by authenticity and a reduced likelihood of future regrets. Temperance, or self-control, is a Stoic virtue closely tied to getting to know yourself. Imagine it as the compass that keeps you on course. The Stoics believe that by understanding our impulses and desires, we can make conscious choices that align with our values. This self-awareness is a powerful antidote to the regret that may arise from impulsive decisions. Getting to know yourself is not about striving for perfection, but embracing the imperfect self. Seneca, in his letters, acknowledged the human tendency to make mistakes. He encouraged a compassionate approach, recognizing that growth comes from self-acceptance rather than harsh self-judgment. Practical steps can enhance this journey of self-discovery. Consider journaling your thoughts and experiences regularly. Write about your values, your reactions to various situations, and your aspirations. This reflective practice serves as a compass, guiding you toward a life in alignment with your authentic self. In the spirit of Stoicism, take on the Stoic challenge. For self-discovery, challenge yourself to reflect on a recent situation, a success or a setback. Ask yourself, how did I respond, and did it align with my values? By taking on this challenge, you actively engage in the process of self-discovery, turning every experience into a stepping stone for personal growth. Getting to know yourself better is about understanding your values, recognizing strengths and weaknesses, cultivating self-awareness, and embracing the imperfect self. Imagine this journey as an exploration of your inner landscape, with each discovery bringing you closer to a life lived authentically. By understanding yourself, you navigate the complexities of existence with self-compassion, reducing the likelihood of regrets and paving the way for a life of purpose and fulfillment. Step 4. Form your own thoughts. Stoicism encourages independent thinking and the formation of one's beliefs based on reason and rationality. In a world filled with external influences and societal expectations, the Stoics advocated for the importance of forming your own thoughts and perspectives. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, wrote in his Meditations about the power of the mind to shape one's experience of reality. He urged individuals to guard their minds against external influences that could compromise their inner tranquility. By forming your own thoughts and not being swayed by the opinions of others, you cultivate a sense of autonomy and self-reliance. To form your own thoughts, engage in critical thinking and question assumptions. The Stoics believed in the supremacy of reason and encouraged followers to subject their beliefs to scrutiny. By examining the foundation of your beliefs, you ensure that they are rooted in rationality rather than mere conformity. The pursuit of wisdom, a central tenet of Stoicism, involves an ongoing process of learning and intellectual growth. By expanding your knowledge and refining your critical thinking skills, you fortify your ability to form independent and informed thoughts. This intellectual autonomy serves as a bulwark against the regret that may stem from blindly following the crowd or succumbing to societal pressures. In practical terms, forming your own thoughts requires a willingness to question prevailing narratives and to seek a nuanced understanding of complex issues. It involves cultivating a curious and inquisitive mind that is open to new perspectives, but grounded in reasoned judgment. By embracing this Stoic principle, you empower yourself to navigate life's challenges with clarity and conviction. Imagine your mind as a garden, and the thoughts you cultivate as its flowers. Stoicism encourages us to be the gardener of our own minds, nurturing independent and rational thoughts that bloom into a life guided by reason and wisdom. Forming your own thoughts begins with questioning assumptions. Imagine assumptions as seeds that, when left unquestioned, can grow into beliefs that may not align with reality. The Stoics emphasized the importance of reason, urging us to subject our beliefs to scrutiny. By questioning assumptions, you cultivate a mind that is open, curious, and willing to seek the truth. Stoicism warns against the dangers of conformity, the tendency to adopt the thoughts and opinions of others without critical examination. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, wrote about the importance of guarding our minds against external influences. Imagine your mind as a fortress, and forming your own thoughts involves standing guard against ideas that may compromise your rationality. To form your own thoughts is to embrace intellectual autonomy, the freedom to think independently. Imagine it as the wind filling the sails of your ship, propelling you forward with the power of reason. The Stoics believed in the supremacy of reason and encouraged followers to cultivate a curious and inquisitive mind. Intellectual autonomy is fueled by knowledge. Imagine knowledge as a map, guiding you through the complexities of life. The Stoics viewed the pursuit of wisdom as a lifelong journey. By expanding your knowledge and refining your critical thinking skills, you fortify your ability to form independent and informed thoughts. Forming your own thoughts requires seeking nuanced understanding. Imagine understanding as a kaleidoscope, revealing the multifaceted nature of complex issues. The Stoics advocated for a nuanced approach to thought, recognizing that reality is often intricate and layered. By embracing this complexity, you avoid simplistic thinking that may lead to regrettable decisions. Incorporating this Stoic principle into your life involves practical steps. Imagine these steps as tools in your intellectual toolbox. Engage in thoughtful conversations with others. Imagine conversations as a fertile ground where ideas are exchanged and nurtured. By actively participating in discussions, you refine your thoughts and contribute to the growth of collective wisdom. Consider journaling as a way to articulate and refine your thoughts. Writing is like tending to the soil of your mind, ensuring that your ideas take root and flourish. Challenge yourself to form your own thoughts on a complex issue. Ask yourself, what do I genuinely believe and why? By taking on this challenge, you actively engage in the process of intellectual autonomy, cultivating a mind that is resilient, informed, and capable of navigating life's complexities. Forming your own thoughts is about questioning assumptions, guarding against conformity, embracing intellectual autonomy, and seeking nuanced understanding. Imagine this process as tending to the garden of your mind, where independent and rational thoughts blossom into a life guided by reason and wisdom. By forming your own thoughts, you navigate the sea of ideas with clarity, ensuring that your intellectual compass points towards a life free from the regrets of thoughtless conformity. Step 5. Move on from what happened before. The Stoic philosophy places a strong emphasis on the importance of acceptance and resilience. To live without regrets, it is crucial to cultivate the ability to move on from past events and circumstances. This Stoic principle is not a callous dismissal of the significance of our experiences, but a recognition that dwelling excessively on the past can hinder our present and future. Epictetus, known for his teachings on resilience, stated, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can choose how we respond to them." This sentiment encapsulates the Stoic approach to moving on from the past. While we may not have control over past events, we have agency over our reactions and attitudes towards them. Moving on from the past involves practicing forgiveness, both towards others and oneself. The Stoics recognized that harboring resentment or guilt can be a source of enduring distress. Seneca, in his letters, wrote about the liberating power of forgiveness and the ability to release oneself from the chains of anger and resentment. One Stoic technique for moving on is negative visualization. This involves contemplating the worst-case scenarios associated with a particular event. By mentally preparing for adversity, you develop resilience and reduce the likelihood of being paralyzed by regret if things do not go as planned. Acceptance is another key aspect of moving on according to Stoicism. Acceptance does not imply passivity, but rather a realistic acknowledgement of the present moment. The Stoics encouraged individuals to focus on what is within their control and accept what is not. This pragmatic approach allows for a more serene and regret-free existence. To integrate this Stoic principle into your life, practice mindfulness and be present in the current moment. When faced with challenges or setbacks, adopt a forward-looking perspective. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how you can use it as an opportunity for growth. By embracing a mindset of acceptance and resilience, you pave the way for a life unburdened by the weight of regret. Picture your life as a river, with each moment flowing into the next. Stoicism teaches us to navigate this river with grace, accepting the currents of the past while focusing on the journey ahead. Moving on involves the art of acceptance. Imagine acceptance as a bridge that allows you to cross from the past to the present. The Stoics recognized that dwelling excessively on the past can hinder our present and future. By accepting what has happened before, you release yourself from the chains of regret and open the door to a more serene existence. To move on effectively, embrace the wisdom of accepting what you can't change. Imagine acceptance as a calming breeze that soothes the turbulence of regret. The Stoics encouraged individuals to focus on what is within their control. By accepting external circumstances beyond your control, you free yourself from the burden of regret that may arise from wishing things were different. Moving on from the past involves the practice of forgiveness. Imagine forgiveness as a key that unlocks the chains of resentment. Seneca wrote extensively about the liberating power of forgiveness. By forgiving others, and equally importantly, yourself, you release the weight of grudges and guilt, paving the way for a future unburdened by past grievances. Stoicism introduces a technique called negative visualization to aid in moving on. Imagine negative visualization as a mental rehearsal for adversity. By contemplating the worst-case scenarios associated with a particular event, you prepare yourself mentally. This practice builds resilience, reducing the likelihood of being paralyzed by regret if things do not go as planned. Mindfulness is a valuable tool in the process of moving on. Imagine mindfulness as a compass guiding you through the currents of the present moment. When faced with challenges or setbacks, be present in the current moment. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this, and how can I use it as an opportunity for growth? By embracing a mindset of acceptance and resilience, you pave the way for a life unburdened by the weight of regret. Moving on requires adopting a forward-looking perspective. Imagine this perspective as a beacon guiding you towards the future. Instead of being anchored in the past, focus on what lies ahead. Ask yourself, how can I use my experiences to shape a better tomorrow? By adopting this mindset, you transform challenges into stepping stones for personal and spiritual growth. Challenge yourself to apply acceptance and forgiveness to a past situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this, and how can I release any lingering regrets? By taking on this challenge, you actively engage in the process of moving on, turning the page of the past and setting sail towards a future filled with possibility. Moving on from what happened before is about embracing acceptance, accepting what you can't change, practicing forgiveness, using negative visualization as a tool, and cultivating mindfulness in the present moment. Imagine this process as navigating the river of life, gracefully flowing from one moment to the next. By moving on, you release the anchors of regret, allowing the current of life to carry you towards a future free from the burdens of the past. In the pursuit of a life without regrets, Stoicism provides a timeless and practical guide. By reflecting on past experiences, taking charge of your life, getting to know yourself better, forming your own thoughts, and moving on from the past, you can navigate the complexities of existence with wisdom and resilience. Stoicism does not promise a life free from challenges or hardships. Instead, it offers a philosophy that empowers individuals to face life's uncertainties with courage and equanimity. As you embark on the journey of living without regrets, remember the words of Seneca: true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. May the teachings of Stoicism guide you towards a life filled with purpose, virtue, and a profound absence of regret.